I created a rental tracker using AppSheet within Google Sheet, and I find it overall pretty convenient with minimum coding needed because it will take in data from a spreadsheet and we just need to focus on configuration. So I'll walk you through starting from the end result. So this is the desktop view where we can see the tab on the left, and we can also toggle on and off, which is very nice. So this has the summary view and a detail view, so you can toggle on and off. You can sort, and we can go to different page. Registration, different type of fields. You can see the room. You can search very nicely. Again, same actions that we can take. We can filter by different things such as standard room, we can search by people, we can go to the details page as well, and then payment summary, the same format, payments. So what I like about this is that flexibility between mobile and desktop. So as you can see, as I navigate the different width of the screen, it allows us to see everything nicely formatted without little coding needed. So you can customize also the action, the icon, depending on what you want to do. So this is the view for mobile, and now I kind of give you a quick overview from the app editor perspective. So as you can see here, this is a deployed state, so it can be accessed through a browser or mobile app. And here is the data page where we import all the different sheets from the data source, and then you can choose to define the different types and choose to show or not show, allow to edit, require versus not, and what initial value. So if we have to code this one by one in AppScript, it will be much more complicated. And then we have a view page where we define three things. First is the primary navigation, which is this. Also gives us the option to add menu here. And then lastly, reference views, which is a view that is not here nor here. So for example, this registration form and payment form are created as reference views because they don't need to be visible kind of in the main navigation, and they can be accessed through this secondary function, but they are very useful. So within this, there's a lot of options that we can actually choose from. So if I just create another one just for test, so with the data, let's say from rooms, we can get this card option, which is the most interesting one. You can have different option here. You can customize each of these fields separately, including the actions. Unfortunately, it is limited by what's available in this template. So if you need to add more lines, unfortunately I did not figure out how to do it. I'm assuming we cannot. it gives us all these different options of calendar, deck, table, gallery, detail, map, chart, dashboard, form. So this is where I created the reference views from here. Onboarding allow us to go right and left through that, and card is what I used before. Allow sorting, grouping, and this is where you choose like the icon you want to include there, the name. Overall, it is actually quite easy to make. Of course, at some point this is going to break with its limitation. So if you want to add custom icons and custom actions, you go there, and for each of the different data source you can determine the action you want to take. So like in room summary, I want to add a payment option and a registration option, and that's how I'm able to add these two here. So if I actually hide this, so it will hide there from there, and if I want to put it back into primary, it will be there. This prominent, it adds it there, and inline, as you can see. So you can change the icon as well and determine some logic to that too. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. You can see the different options between a portrait view and a landscape view, and when we go to the desktop view, it was what we were seeing earlier. If you want to create custom things, like we are basically limited to what it is over here, but if we just want a basic functionality app that can go back and forth between this and spreadsheet, it is quite simple. Will only take a couple of hours to get a working prototype after we are comfortable with understanding how this works. Just lastly, there's a few things here that can be interesting. For example, for price, it has this kind of configuration that makes it convenient, including even the incremental value we can add, number of decimal digits, thousand separator, the currency symbol. We can even have like validation rule, require or not, like all these different things that if otherwise we would have to code ourselves from scratch, it would take much more time. So overall, worth to try. Has its pros and cons compared to AppScript, but all in all I like it, and I will continue to explore what it can do with this. Thank you.